Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Caden Be Fishing. Today we are actually heading down to the dam again to see if we can maybe catch a sturgeon, big catfish. We have our big pole here, as well as our small pole. So we're gonna get up as close to the dam as we can get and throw out some big night crawlers. And then I'm gonna be throwing a bunch of small lures, tube jigs, spinner baits, Rapalas, anything else that I have with me today. And we're gonna see if we can catch something big. So let's see if we can make something happen. All right, you guys, we're gonna start a little bit further down from the dam first, and we're gonna work our way all the way up where that water is coming out. We're gonna fish for sturgeon and for catfish up there, because up there there's a deeper pool. And then we're gonna just kind of throw some spots along the way and see if we can catch some bass up here. Now that it is fall has begun, a lot of these fish are probably gonna be very finicky, very difficult to get to bite. However, we're not gonna stop trying. So we'll see what happens. I really hope to catch maybe a sturgeon today, or a catfish would be really, really cool. But we'll see. All right, we're gonna try further up here. I have no idea what we're gonna catch up here today, guys. Hopefully something cool. Anything, honestly. I'd be open to any fish today. Huh. No nibbles over here. Alright, well, let's get up closer to the dam here. Or even maybe cast out here a few times. We'll see. There we go. Yeah, I think our best bet is just to get closest to that waterfall as we possibly can. Because I don't know if all the fish have moved out of here, because the temperature has shifted. Not only in the water, but also in the air. So I think that's definitely going to turn off a lot of these fish. But we will see if we can get one to do it. All right, you guys, we're pretty much all the way up by the dam here. We're gonna find some spots to set up, and then we're gonna try to catch some big fish. I'm just gonna check over here first before I do anything else. I really want to throw something in this little pool over here. All right, we're gonna set up this worm pole here, this bigger bait caster, and we're gonna sauce him out and see what we can do. I'll be happy even if we catch a sheephead today. I'll be cool with it. All right, you guys, we're all re-rigged back up here, and we are actually up here by the dam now, pretty much right where the water comes out. I'm gonna be throwing this big night crawler here into this little pool in front of me. Hopefully there is something sitting down there. Now that it's getting more into fall here, fishing's probably gonna slow down a little bit in most of the places I usually go, because once that temperature drops, the fish usually will go to a little bit of a deeper spot. And you know, during the spring and the summer, a lot of those fish species that I am catching, they're running upriver and they're everywhere because they're spawning. Well, now that it's fall, they're all done spawning. They're gonna go back to wherever they came from. There might be a few stragglers here and there, you know what I mean? You could go somewhere and still catch a couple, but It's going to be a little bit harder to make more fishing content, I think, moving forward. But that's okay. We're here for it. Honestly, today we're kind of just trying to get a reaction bite of anything that might be left hanging out down there. Which is so cool. There could still be a sturgeon or a catfish or something sitting down there. You never know. That's one of the things I love about this river. You never know what you're going to catch. We'll be here for probably about an hour or so, and if we are literally getting nothing... Oh, there's something. I was about to say, if we are literally not getting anything, we'll... oh, a sheephead. We'll have to go find another spot on the other side of the river. Cute little baby sheephead here. Hopefully I can get them off without hurting them too bad. All right. Yeah, as I was saying, hopefully we're gonna fish here for a bit, and if we don't catch too much of anything, there is some other spots on the side of the river that I could try. Oh, that was a bite. That was a bite, ladies and gentlemen. And look at that, stole almost all of our worm. I'm excited. This is good. This is really good. This is very good. We're getting bites now, and that's all that matters. Turn this guy around here, get it untangled. There's pretty much a little miniature eddy over here where the water swirls right off of that fast water in this little pocket back here. And my line of thinking is there's probably fish sitting down in that. Let me rearrange this here. Sitting down in there somewhere, whether it be along the cliff face or on the bottom or just in the middle, staying out of the current. I'm just gonna kind of keep moving it every once in a while here because it is pretty deep. And as you can tell from the shoreline here, very cavernous and, you know, cracked rock. So I'm really trying to keep the bait out of those cracks as much as possible. But you never know. I mean, whenever you fish rivers, you kind of just got to do your best to keep it out of the logs and the rocks and the sticks. And if you can do that and keep it out of that, you're probably going to catch fish. Might even move over here a little ways. Try to keep this in the hole over here. That was a bite. Something was biting it. I felt it. Tapping it again, tapping it again. Oh, how did I not get him? It's gotta be something tiny, man. Try that. My hook could be a little too big as well, so I might have to put a smaller hook on. Got him that time. Ooh, that's why I kept missing him. That is a beautiful bluegill right there. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, that's what you want if you're gonna keep bluegills, to eat them. That is a beautiful bluegill right there. Considering putting them on for bait, but it's all right. That was nice. Was not expecting to catch a bluegill in this rapidy water. That's what I'm talking about, man. Come down here and you can catch literally anything. You never know what's down there. Two species. We got sheephead, or drum, I guess some people want to call it that. And a big bluegill. We're gonna try fishing that nightcrawler a little bit longer because I got about a half a worm on still. And I don't want to put another whole nightcrawler on right away because that bluegill ate literally half this nightcrawler before I caught one. And the likelihood of it getting stolen by little baby bluegills is pretty high. Give it another 5 minutes with this half a nightcrawler, and if there's little to no interest in about 5 minutes, then we are going to put a full one back on. Got him. Another nice bluegill. Catching bluegill on my big bait caster, that's funny. There's got to be just a little pod of them down there, a little school of them. Got something. Another big bluegill. Heck yeah. All right, 1 second here. Let me reel this other pole up. There we go. This guy right here looks like he got hooked on by something there. See the cut in his back? It's either from a fish or from somebody hooking him on for bait. All right, we are gonna move onto a different spot here, I think. So we'll see you guys when we get there. All right, you guys, we're here at the Apple River. We're gonna be throwing some tube jigs around here. I used to live around here a long time ago, and I used to fish this river when I was a kid all the time. I know that there is trout in here, there's bass in here, there's muskies, a little bit of everything. So today we're kind of just gonna throw some lures around and see what we can do. That was a little baby bass right there, little tiny smallmouth. Ooh, he had it in his mouth. I'm gonna need to tighten this drag a little bit. Pretty much the same line of thinking as the other river as well. Just find a nice little, little guy, just a tiny guy had it. The same logic with what we're doing here today. We're just gonna be throwing behind some rocks, seeing if we can get one of these little bass to come up and grab the tube here. Little guys I can see behind this rock. They keep coming up and nailing it, but they're just so small. They can't get the whole thing in their mouth. But yeah, we're gonna be throwing lures behind the rocks we see. And if there's anything behind the rocks, hopefully they grab the lure. Gonna be kind of just looking for all the pools. I'm trying to remember where all of them are at because I have not fished this river since, I want to say around 2010, 2009 maybe. At least down here. I fished the Apple River plenty of times since then, but these specific spots, no way. There's some people on the bridge way up here, on the top of the bridge, trying to sell sweet corn, and they're literally just screaming corn, selling corn at every car that drives by. So if you guys hear that, that's what that is. In case you're wondering, it's definitely a Wisconsin thing. So as you guys hear that, as I'm fishing, and you're like, hey, what the heck is that? That's what that is. So there's some people screaming corn at the top of their lungs on a bridge up there. So so don't be alarmed if you hear that and you're like, what is that? They're all freaking out. Okay, this spot looks pretty decent. Let's see if I can catch something here. To be honest with you guys, I am expecting to catch maybe like a couple little smallmouth. That was a snag. Yeah, they are freaking out up there. There we go, first fish. Tiny little baby smallmouth. Told you. Only expecting to catch like 10 of those. If we can find some bigger ones, that would be sweet. One thing I will say, I've never used tube jigs in this section of this river, but I will say that the spinner baits, like Mepps spinners or like minnow spinners, that kind of thing, those usually work pretty good in this river because it's really fast moving water. And if you can find the good pockets, those spinners will really hammer them. Sorry guys, getting sidetracked by the rocks for a second. Looking for some agates here. I'm not seeing any, but gotta check. Always look for agates. Big washout over here as well. I'm sure somebody probably already came through here and did this, but I'm gonna check anyway. Those girls are gonna run out of voice pretty soon here. Not gonna, or tomorrow they're not gonna have a voice, you know. Some crayfish in here. There's literally corn husks on the ground down here, so that's cool. Anyway, let's see if we can catch a fish. Also, a lot of snags in this river, so if you do fish this river, don't be surprised. There is a ton of snags and you're just losing lure after lure. You might just suck, you know? Or you just got bad luck. Also a possibility. No hits there. They are just screaming corn up there. That's funny. I really hope they're selling some because that cannot be worth it. Right there. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fish this on this side of the bridge, and then I'm gonna go over the bridge here, fish on the other side. There's one. Little guy. And I'm gonna fish on the other side as well. And on my way back, I'm gonna put a heavier jig head on and a heavier tube jig and just try to get more in there, you know. Put the hook out here. Need the pliers apparently. There we go. The smallmouth on this river are really light brown. Kind of a bronze color, especially behind the fins. There's one fish at least. Better one than we were catching over there, so that's cool. Take that all day. Yeah, we're not going to try to waste too much time fishing in one spot because, like I said, I got about an hour. So we're going to see what we can do with that. All right, you guys, we got the regular pumpkin tube on here. Coffee. coffee pumpkin tube. And we're gonna try that. Jeez. I really want to float this river before the summer's over, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. I want to float down this river in either my kayak or a tube or something, inner tube, and just fish the whole way, all the way down to here basically. Looks pretty Speedy McGee over here. The rocks are so distracting. Just want to stop and walk around and look at all of them. We got fish to catch. Looks like these guys are fishing as well. See if maybe we can make a cast or two in here. Lots of grasshoppers, so please don't go in my soda, grasshoppers. There's one. Please don't give me poison ivy. Little guy right here, everybody. Little dude. It's fine. Smells sage down here. That's something. I'm gonna try to get over here a little ways away from all these weeds that I think are poison ivy. Okay, this is a little better. Oh, that was one. There's tons of little ones, you guys. Tons and tons of little guys in here. A lot of tubers coming. I'm gonna see what else I got in my tackle box here. Might need to switch to a spinner bait. Got some minnows. I got this thing. It's pretty big. Screw it. Let's throw it. Never know what's going to happen. I already fished tube jig almost the whole way up, so I'll fish this on the way back. And whatever we catch, we'll catch. If we don't catch anything, it is what it is. I don't really care. I'd rather the attempt. So we're going to be throwing this Mepps minnow. I think that's what it's called, a Mepps minnow. Could be wrong on that. But I have caught muskies on them before. I've caught trout on them before. I know that they work. It's just a matter if there's anything here that wants it. There's my timer for my warning. Stop, 15, so I have 20 minutes to get back to the vehicle. So I'm just gonna literally be throwing this in all the pools I see as I go. And if we're insanely lucky, we'll catch a muskie. And if we're kind of lucky, we'll catch a big smallmouth or a walleye or a trout. And if we're not lucky, which we're probably not, we'll catch nothing, and that's okay. Let's just see what we can do here. I'm gonna go right back below where the water's coming out. There's a good little falls right there. Just my tube jig, I don't think was making any interest. This would be a really good river, I think, to fly fish. But you just gotta find the good sections, you know? Throw this by the water here. Waterfalls. Over there. Whew. Snagged in some rocks there. I'm really glad I got that back. I don't really want to get into this super turbulent water if I can help it, but you never know. All right, let's go back down this way a little ways. I don't know if I showed it, but this is the Mepps minnow I'm using here. A Comet, it's called. It's got a little minnow with 2 treble hooks on it, and then a big spinner, and it's on the top, big flasher. So we will see what happens. Either I got poison ivy on my leg or itchweed, because that stuff itches bad. Okay. In the current, and once it gets out of the current, pull it straight through all of this calm stuff. No hits. Down there a little further. Okay. Let's keep her moving here. This river, even though it might seem kind of shallow, this river does have some pretty deep spots in it, and that's where you're going to find the muskies and the other bigger fish that you're trying to target. Behind the rocks and stuff like that, under the grass mats, anything that you can pretty much find that's got a little bit of deep in it. So we've got about 7-ish minutes. The whole section we walked in the beginning, the first part here, was pretty shallow. So I don't think I'm going to cast this too much until we get closer back to the car. But there's a couple little bass in there anyway. A couple little guys. It's not really what we want, but it's okay. It's better than nothing, I suppose, right? All right, let's see here. See one more rock out here in the open I can cast next to. No takers. See some sweet corn in the river, so that's kind of cool. Those corn ladies have stopped screaming, so that's good. Haven't heard them since I don't know, halfway through the video here probably. They about stopped. Okay, and I'm gonna throw this in that same spot that that first little bass was sitting. Right there. No dice. 4 minutes. Yeah, that's probably all I'm gonna get to do here. Well, we gave her a valiant effort. All right, you guys, well, we threw a few lures, caught a few little tiny bass. Catching a couple here and there is always better than catching nothing, so we'll take that. We'll see you in the next one.